Another 0.75% increase in interest rates.
Yeah, that was today, right?
It was today, man. And the markets were up, and then the markets immediately dropped. It's going to be tough for some people out here, man.
What 3% actually means, like in the real world?
Well, to break it all the way down to the simplest form, goods are more expensive, money is more expensive, so people have a lot less buying power than they had 12 months ago. And for the have-nots, it's not really a good situation. Increasing interest rates hasn't had much of an impact on reducing inflation. They're working hard to drive us into this recession. So you find that the interest rates have impacted you, the gas prices, the food prices. But you got a lot of money, man, so it's not going to impact you too much.
But like the food prices, obviously, you can just see everything's just way more.
Yeah.
Just driving downtown Atlanta, even like sometimes later in the evenings or even in the mornings, you can see it's a lot more people that's like out that are homeless. I was just thinking, like, man, this shows like where we really at. When you ask me, when I say like, oh, is it a depression? That's what I'm talking
about. We're definitely in it.
And I felt it, and I just thought about this a lot, just because of like just being around you and seeing what you've done like in Henry County and how it looks compared to like when I go like downtown. And I'm like, man, we need a Bruce Holmes like downtown. Like, you should be able to be in a capitalist society and do that. Right? I'm pro that. So when you see me at the right in my Rolls Royce, I don't want to hear nothing, because I'm pro you too. I'm all go get it. But like food, water, and shelter, those are human rights.
We are going to an all electronic society in terms of money.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the homeless person that's standing in the middle of the street with a bucket? If there is no paper money or no coins, how do you give to that particular person?
Cash App.
A homeless person is not going to have a Cash App.
I think even in, like, there's more cell phones than there are people.
They don't have cell phones. They can't afford it.
I was talking to Gennaro Durso, the CEO of Genetic Networks. He's also a friend of mine and someone I met at the Bitcoin conference. And the things that I was just talking about, food, water, and shelter, are things that me and him have had in conversations. Like, we need to use these DAOs and like fill them up with a treasury and take that money and go build like beautifully designed like places for people that are homeless, so they can go charge their phone, take a shower, and get out of just the elements.
Just over the last week or two, crypto applications for trademarks have been surging.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. Some major companies have applied for trademarks.
Yeah.
Western Union, PayPal. You also have Formula One, which is NASCAR. Ford, another auto company. Meta, Facebook, eBay, MasterCard.
In the majority of situations, we invent it, and then those inventions are patented by someone else. Yes. And then they own those rights. In this case, this is why it's so exciting to talk about Reggie Milton, because he owns the patent. When transactions occur,
simple transactions are more complex.
They're a little more complex.
Okay.
These aren't done on an exchange. So if you're making an exchange on Coinbase, he's not getting a cut. But if it's just true peer-to-peer exchange, let's say Mark to Bruce, and we're not using an intermediary, there's no Coinbase. But he's patented the process.
Which is brilliant.
So, but right now, though, I don't think he's enforcing the patent, because there's like other places where you're doing those types of transactions and he's not necessarily getting paid. Somebody that has that vision in 2013 when he filed the initial patent paperwork already understands where we're going digitally as a people.
He was also sued for millions of dollars for just going after a patent in 2019. So the SEC tried to break this guy down.
Yeah, that happens when you're black and you own your rights and you're not afraid and you can stand on your own 10, and you're not afraid of the SEC, you're not afraid of the U.S. government, being all the things that we face as black men. I mean, how could we be afraid at this point? I think the only thing that we can do is show love and just show our intelligence, our genius, and this is just what it is. I think the cat's out the bag. Like, black people are incredibly gifted, intelligent, smart, visionaries, and I think the cat's out the bag. He was 7 years ahead of everyone else, so like they just catching up, and that's what we do.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, man. I must say, we just found out that this was African American, and I'm so proud after listening to the interviews on YouTube, how intellectual this guy is around finance.
Yeah. The fact that we haven't heard about him is what I'm really upset about, like, because I've written 24 or 23 research reports, never heard of this guy. I would have loved to say something about.
And he's the main guy.
Yeah.
Apparently. I mean, he's the Elon Musk of crypto.
Of DeFi.
Yeah.
For sure. And I just think that just needs to get a spotlight. I think places like Crypto Off the Chain, platforms like Earn Your Leisure, platforms like Sleepers for Suckers, I think all these platforms, if any of y'all listening, like Rashad, any of the whole team at EYL, 19 Keys, any of these people, the Master Investor, the Wall Street Trapper, any of those guys that have really grown and given a real platform to our people, and been like, real role models to people that are younger, that are black, and say, hey, let's have a financial conversation. If the lawsuit settles, right, with the SEC like in a month or two, what is that? Two things. One, what does that mean for the price of XRP, you think? And then what does that mean for the U.S. as far as regulations?
Price has been suppressed because of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
So I think you'll get a huge jump, once that lawsuit is settled.
Yeah.
It'll probably be suppressed for a little bit if they have to pay out a hefty amount. But Ripple they have deep pockets, so it may just go to $1 or $2 within a couple of days after the settlement.
Yeah, but think about this too. All the exchanges that it's not on Coinbase.
Correct.
It's not on any major exchange. It's not on Coinbase, Binance, Gemini. Like, none of these major exchanges you can buy it. Like, Uphold's the only one I know to get it from, other than like going to a swap. So,
well, one thing about XRP, they are not relaxing. I mean, they came out with a Michael Jordan NFT recently.
What I do know is that it's from the Air collection, HEIR. So it's him and his son Jeff put together the collection.
Please explain what an NFT is and how having a Michael Jordan NFT will help XRP.
Yeah, so an NFT is short for non-fungible token. And it just means a digital ownership of or ownership of a digital item. So an NFT just gives you the ownership rights to a digital item, just like a deed would give you ownership rights to a house, or the title to your car would give you ownership rights to the vehicle. An NFT gives you digital ownership to whatever that is tied to that NFT property. And the way to look at this is just a way to verify ownership, because in the future I think our car titles, our deeds, medical records, anything we just need to verify ownership can easily go on the NFT.